Within our universe, a mighty star shines bright over us and reflects itself to enlighten our darkness. It is from that star that our very molecules are born, boundless and bright. That mighty star commands a universe of stars that bear witness to our history and are attached to our ideas of the future. In these stars, we find our beginnings. In these stars, we learn of our endings. Guidance in a world of uncertainty. Within our universe, a mighty star shines bright over us and reflects itself to enlighten our darkness. It is from
To In the Stars with Dwayne
and the Black Feather Intuitive.
And today we are going to be doing some readings. It's July 2023. We're so excited. It's great to have you back, Stacey.
Thank you. It's great to be here. We just had some technical difficulties, so I'm trying to regroup and get into my happy place.
Yeah, well, the universe works in mysterious ways through mysterious gaze. So
Yeah.
that's what happens.
I
when I'm late on her show, she beats me. So I don't know what we're going to do with her being late on this one. This end of the month special that we are doing for In the Stars with Dwayne and the Black Feather Intuitive, streaming on the Black Feather Intuitive's Facebook and YouTube, and streaming on In the Stars with Dwayne and Keone Productions. Make sure you go to her Facebook. Make sure you go to her YouTube if you're a Keone subscriber or In the Stars subscriber. And if you are a Black Feather Intuitive subscriber, go ahead and indulge yourself on some content. I'm so glad to be back with both of you. And Jacelyn Grapeland says, "Hi, Stacey."
Hi, Jacelyn.
Hey, how are
I'm here
you?
too, Jacelyn. And she said, "Hi, Keone." Okay, there we go. All right, they know the voice. Go ahead, Dwayne.
Well, it's July 2023, and we're halfway through the year. We're settling into Leo right now, and it seems like Leo has really shown its what it's all about. Because it's party time, it's also kind of crazy time. Hello, Jacelyn. So it's time to get things kind of like working and going and having fun, and that's what's been happening. Everybody I know is going on vacation or having parties or doing whatever. So it's totally Leo time, which means no matter what sign you are, it's time to kind of like get out of your work mind all the time and get into like living a little bit. Live a little, okay? Especially you Capricorns, Virgos. Um, the Geminis are having no problem living. The people are having problem keeping up with the Geminis, so that's
Damn
why.
right.
Yep. So, so the Geminis, if you want to get caught by somebody, you got to slow down a little bit. The Pisces and Aquarius, you guys are having lots of intuitive stuff happening. You might be having a lot of deja vu or knowing that the phone's going to ring. That kind of stuff is happening with you guys. When it comes down to the Aries, you guys are, as always, combative, but people who love you understand and know how to play with you so that they don't get hurt. We have the Sagittarians like me. We're having a great time because we are in our fire area here in Leo, so we're having no problems.
Oh no, pause right there. See, Stacey, this
Yeah.
is the thing that drives me crazy. For 2 years, every time he gets to his sign, it's always sunshine and roses.
Mhm. Well, that's Sagittarius. What do you want? We are the most fabulous, and we never have any issues. Where Lady Luck lives on our shoulders. I mean, there's really no bad news to
Oh
report.
no, well, we're gonna get bad news because you know what, Stacey, pull a card for him right now. Yeah, pull a card for him.
Watch.
Let's see what's going.
And bad news?
And
It's gonna be some lucky card, guaranteed.
I hope
gonna
it's
be the
the
Wheel of
devil
Fortune.
card or death.
No, it's going to be the Wheel of Fortune or the Lovers or something really good.
Actually, you got the Virgo card, the Hermit card.
Oh, see that? Okay.
Nice.
That's kind of interesting. So I feel like for you, where you're talking about, being out, going out, having fun, being seen, being in your Leo, I feel like you're also going to need a little extra recharge time
Yeah.
after you go out and have your fun time.
Well, how's this for that? I'm actually on my way after this live. I'm getting on a plane and I'm going to Colorado to the mountains where I had to take special medication to be up that high. and we're going to be in the middle of nowhere. So that's exactly where I'm headed.
That sounds amazing. I love
Mhm.
Colorado. It's just so beautiful. Are you going to do a Red Rock show?
No, we're going to be doing it's a hot springs retreat.
Oh my God, that's amazing. I'm jealous. I'm jealous.
I'm
So
jealous of myself because I've never even been there, so I'm like scared.
everyone knows you're gonna have an amazing time, but medication in order to go because the altitude is so high.
Yeah, mountain sickness is something that you have to worry about, and I'm going with two doctors, and they made me take it. So,
Wow,
This
that's
certainly backfired on me.
thank you, Jacelyn.
that's so funny. You know what? I want to sorry to interrupt, but
You know.
I have always called you Jacqueline, and you guys have just pointed out that the name is Jacelyn. So I apologize if I have been calling you the wrong name all these years because I know who you are, and we have connected a number of times. So if I have mispronounced your name, OMG, I am mortified.
We might
So
be the ones mispronouncing it.
the way it's spelled, it looks like Jacelyn. I can't believe I missed out on that. So yeah, so I apologize for that. But that's awesome about
Oh,
the
Stacy's right. It's Jacqueline.
Oh, okay, it is Jacqueline. Okay,
Oh,
I was
we're saying it wrong.
heart attack, like my heart is going into my throat, thinking all of these years I've been calling you the wrong name.
All right, so I got some agony out of this segment. Great.
There you go. You got the agony from me, not out of him.
So, well, anyway, let's go on with this. I'm sure there's some people who are Capricorns who are wondering what I was going to say about them. I think that the Capricorn and all of the Earth signs are right now having that time where should I change my job? Should I change my relationship? There's like changes going on, and you're wondering what to do. Don't worry, that's normal. Also, then we have Scorpios. You Scorpios are right on the edge of something big, some kind of passionate thing going on. That's what your whole sign is about. So over the next month, keep in mind, what is your passion? What are you focused on? What do you want to happen? And that's what will happen if you can focus, which you can. As your Scorpios, you can do anything you want. Nobody can get in your way, or they get stung. So, and I think that's everybody. We had Aries. Oh, Taurus. Taurus is, I feel like everybody is depending on them, and everybody, their whole world revolves around them, and they need a break. So this is a good time for you guys to take a break. We talked about Aries. We talked about Gemini. Let's see, Cancers. Cancers, you're one of those water signs that may have things changing right now. So, oh, there she said Cancer. So yeah, things might be changing, especially around family issues. People usually come to the Cancers in their family to get things worked out, to be the mediator. So you might see a lot of that happening, but not for a long time. Maybe over the next week that kind of happens, and then things peter out, and you can kind of focus on your own things. So Cancers are good. And oh, did I go away? There we are.
No, you're still here.
Oh, okay. And I think that Libra. We got Libras, air signs. You are the also having those intuitive feelings, those things happening where you're like, did I just dream that and it happened? And that kind of stuff. So don't be freaked out. It's just to tell you that you're on the right path. If it's happening more, that means you're on the right path. If it's not happening at all, you might want to consider, what is your path? And I think that's everybody. I didn't even look at a list this time.
Question for you, Dwayne.
Yeah.
I know that we're either now in the Venus retrograde or we are just about to be in Venus retrograde. Can
Yeah.
you explain some of that to me? Because I know that my Venus is really important to my love, my
Mhm.
family, my finances,
Yeah.
relationships and finances, and the finer things in life.
Mhm.
But I've never actually like been aware when I'm in a Venus retrograde. So how is this going to affect all the signs?
Well, so any type of retrograde is always, we focus on the Mercury retrograde, and that, rules technology and those types of things. Like you said, Venus rules the good life, romance, beauty, beautiful things, balance, all of those types of things. So your Venus, during retrograde, you may see things like, um, issues in a relationship, or you're not feeling satisfied in that relationship, or you may feel that you're it also rules balance and fairness, and that kind of thing. So it's a good time to not sign papers and things, just like when it comes to Mercury retrograde, not to make too many promises in a relationship, um, to really focus on what is good for you and your body, as opposed to pushing through and doing things that are not going to make you feel good. So that's the way it kind of like manifests through the Venus retrograde. And any retrograde is just it's only been created because as that planet moves around in the other direction, it looks like it's going the opposite direction, but in reality it's still on its same path. So that's why I feel like retrograde is such a light, it's a light kind of effect. It's not a huge effect on anybody, especially when it's in one of your houses. If it's your native sign, like if it was Gemini, if it was Mercury in retrograde, then you would really probably see more happening in your life. But yeah, it's a good time to kind of stay away from any kind of promises in relationship. Things that make you feel out of balance. You really want to overbalance things in those areas of your life.
That actually makes a lot of sense, because the last 3 weeks, I've been very much on overdrive. I found out I've got all of my basically just back end business stuff. I've got all of my courses and my membership and everything on Teachable. And
Mhm.
Teachable about 3 weeks ago sent me an email basically saying, we're holding your stuff hostage. And unless you pay us triple or quadruple, I think it was quadruple what you're paying now,
Oh my
you're
God.
going to pick and choose. And I was on an unlimited plan, and they changed that plan up. And it's just been, everything happens for a reason, right? So
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I need to shift into something else anyway. But I've been like so Virgo detail oriented, trying to shift things up because I don't have a lot of time to shift it, and I had to find a new platform, whatever. So I've been so focused on that. And the last 3 days, there's still tons of work to do, and I'm just like, I don't want to do anything, right? So
Yeah.
I think that's that Venus retrograde, and how it's sort of affecting me is I need to shift the pendulum a little bit, because I am like, I'm a powerhouse when it comes to that stuff. So I can just motor on through. Well, it's unusual for me to actually be like, I don't want to, and I'm not doing it.
Yeah,
So
the ways, so especially when it's because of Venus, you can give yourself power in those areas by using the powers of Venus. So, like, for instance, the color green is the power color of Venus. So, you might want to surround yourself in something green, or wear something green. That will help you to get over that boundary of, I don't feel like doing anything. Um, Also, surrounding yourself with anything that makes you feel beautiful, or feel that you're in beauty, so you can, whatever does that for you, if you surround yourself with that. Also, believe it or not, making something out of copper, and wearing it like a bracelet, or even to take a copper wire and just put it on your wrist, that will help. That's a Venus Libra thing. So
huh,
all those things can help to give you more power and energy for those areas.
I love that. I have a few copper jewelry pieces, so I'll just pull
Perfect.
those out and wear
Yeah.
those. I'm all about the colors. I didn't realize that Venus's color was green. I always thought it was blue, but I think I got that association because we think of the color of the planet, the color
Yeah.
of the is blue and all of those things, but green is great because it's all about the growth and the abundance. So I
Yeah,
love that. Thank you.
absolutely. Yeah. I used to think it was pink. I used to think that Venus, because Venus rules Taurus and Libra. So I thought that both of those colors were pink, but that turns out they're green and has
Wow.
been green for a lot longer than anybody ever said it was pink. So yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, and it's connected to the heart chakra because the heart
Yeah.
chakra is the pink and the green. And
Yeah.
the green is that I always call it that healing, healer, healed
Yeah.
piece. So Venus is very healing,
Uh-huh.
very flowy. And I have my Libra rising. So I'm Virgo
Ah,
sun, Gemini moon, Libra rising. So this really
wow.
is what you're saying is really hitting home. So that's
Yeah.
thank you for that. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. So what's next? Shall we do
This
some reading for people?
This is the segment called, and we'll have imagery later, called Stacy does whatever the hell she wants to do. So right now she's gonna either pull a tarot, she'll feel a guided message that you are a phrase, whatever in the spirit tells her to do, she's gonna do right now. So here we go. Stacy's do whatever the hell she wants to do segment.
Okay. Well, since we're on the card journey anyway, let me pull a card for a general message for Venus retrograde, and then I'm going to pull a card for kind of the Leo season, kind of what you were talking about, Dwayne, and
Cool.
see what accompanying message we have. Oh, interesting. Okay, so for Venus, we got for the Venus season, we got the Tower. So dun dun dun. Here you go. You're getting your drama or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So here's the thing about the Tower. I jest. Everybody gets afraid of the Tower. They get afraid of the Death card and the Tower card. But here's the beauty of the Tower. The Tower is basically an opportunity for you to shift perspective. The Tower card also really is an indicator of, okay, there is change coming, or maybe you've been resisting some change and we can't have you resist anymore because every time you resist, you're holding yourself further and further back from the path that we know you want to walk and the amazing things that are getting there. But we have to clear the decks before you can move in that direction, before you can make room or make space in your life for that. So I feel like the Tower is kind of coming through, and it's a 7, it's a 16, so it's a 7. So it kind of ties in with the energy of this year as well, tapping into that. But I feel like for all of us with the Venus retrograde, it's an opportunity to reflect on what I want to say is kind of no longer working. Or maybe it's working partially, but you're kind of feeling like, all right, I don't know that I'm necessarily enjoying this anymore, or asking the question, why am I doing this? And kind of piggybacking off of what you were saying, Dwayne, Venus is about the beauty and surrounding yourself in beauty. I feel like the Tower is coming through to say, reflect on what is no longer beautiful in your
Yeah.
life, and either you can tweak it to make it beautiful again. Maybe it just needs a good cleaning, right, or a good dusting off. Maybe it needs to be repurposed. Maybe you're recreating it, or maybe it's time for it to be donated or given away or thrown in the garbage, and something new taking its place. And the Tower is coming through to say, you have the option right now to do it yourself. You don't have to wait for that unexpected lightning strike to set fire to the Tower, and now all of a sudden you're scrambling. It's, wait a second, you can choose the
Mhm.
perspective. And I think that's really important, just kind of tapping into this sort of retrograde energy. Is it's kind of like, we don't always have to wait for the universal frying pan to the head. We can choose how we wish to sort of move forward in our lives, or what we choose to put attention to in our lives. So I love that we've got this bright sort of orange moon, and I'm sure there's some kind of fun supermoon name for this particular depiction. But I do feel like, and actually I think we do have a supermoon coming up. I
Oh,
think
I'll
we
show
make
you a I'll
a
show
Virgo.
you a super moon.
You're going to show us a super moon. Yeah. Well, I think there is a super moon coming up, and next month, or next month, August, we have a blue moon. We have two moons. So I
Oh,
yeah. So we've got one on the 1st and one on the 30th. So there is sort of a super moon here as well, and I feel like it just means that whatever you reflect on and whatever actions you decide to make or whatever you commit to during this time, it's supercharged, right? There's a super
August
energy.
August 1st.
August 1st. So
Yep.
August 1st is that super moon. So we're definitely in that. Oh yeah, thank you, Jacqueline. She's got that down pat too. So I really feel like that's why the tower is coming up. And then for the sort of the remainder of Leo season, we've got Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is actually, I want to say, sort of like a counterpart to the Justice card, which is the Libra card. So
Yeah.
you were talking about, we were bringing up the sort of that Libran energy. Queen of Swords is often a card of boundaries, understanding where your boundaries are. But Queen of Swords also is very much about all of her ducks in a row. She's very methodical. She's done her homework. She's got the plan. She's laying out the plan, and I want to say she can be a benevolent leader, but she's the leader that you don't want to piss off. So it's kind of like when she says something, you make sure that you do it. If you have questions, go ask questions, because she's the kind of person that says, I don't want to have to beat around the bush. I don't want to have to dilly dally here. You've had the opportunity to ask your questions. Just get it done right. Just
Yeah.
do it. So I feel that there's a little bit of an energy with that as well in terms of the Leo season, that it's understanding, go, like you said, Dwayne, go out and have fun, but understand where your limits are,
Mhm.
understand what is going to really be fun and what is going to push you over the edge. This is saying don't overdo it. And I
Yeah.
think you mentioned that about the balance thing too, right?
Hmm.
Don't overdo it. Understand and know your limits and boundaries. And it doesn't mean you can't step outside the box a little bit, or sort of stretch yourself a little bit, but it's understanding when too much is too much,
Hmm.
overindulgent, over abundant. All of these things sound in theory awesome, but actually not really, because there's a consequence for every action that we take. So Queen of Swords is coming through to say, have your fun, know your limits, and have fun within those limits, because those limits ultimately are there to preserve the fun
Hmm.
experience. I can tell you, being an emotional eater and an overeater, and loving food, when I get too much into the foodie and I am so full that I'm feeling kind of sick to my stomach, suddenly now I'm like, okay, it takes away, it robs the experience of what I just went through, because now I've got 2 or 3 hours of
Yeah.
in my body. So just kind of that example came out of the off the top of my head, but it's knowing your limits and sort of working within them.
Well, and it's funny you said that, because after Leo, what comes is the reckoning of Virgo, of understanding what I've done and what I've dealt with and how do I get back. And so it all works together.
I love that. And you pulled the Virgo card for you today too.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of a theme going on here. I think that's
Yeah,
awesome.
definitely. Oh, Jason wants a reading. He's sad, I believe.
You gotta wait for the doorbell. That means there's a request in.
Cool.
Funny, awesome. Well, Dwayne, why don't you take this, and then I'll piggyback off of your reading.
Yeah, cool. Uh, can I just read him now, or is he coming on?
No, no, no. He's through the chat.
Ah, okay,
And
cool.
Jason is also a Cancer.
Oh, a Cancer. Okay. All right. So Cancer, you are a water sign, and in this time of Leo, you might be seeing and feeling a lot of things going on around you, and not wanting to kind of allow your emotions to be seen by others. So it may give you this feeling of, I need to kind of like stay away from gatherings and big events and things like that. However, the Cancers, especially right now, and with Venus in retrograde, it's best that you kind of push yourself and get out. The first 5 minutes might be painful, but after that, you will feel great. You'll feel much better about what you've done. You'll speak with people, and things will go much better. The worst thing a Cancer can do right now is to worry and think and be all alone and be
Ooh,
drowned in
Dwayne.
the what?
Keone made a boo boo. I read
Uh-oh.
someone else's
Oh,
birth
I
sign.
thought he was a Sagittarius. That's what I said because he said earlier when I said Sag, he said,
Always go with you guys' psychic ability and not
"It's so
Keone when
funny."
he's flown back overnight. Plane got here at 6 a.m. I took a couple hours nap and then I'm on here at you. You cannot trust me today.
Yeah,
Okay.
we should know. We should know better. Okay, so Jason, as a Sagittarius, that's a much brighter reading.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So right now we are in a native time, fire. So we are feeling that desire to create, to make things happen, to connect with people, to have a good time. Now, for us Sagittarians, our number one thing right now, especially with Venus in retrograde, is that we need to really keep that idea of balance. One of my favorite sayings is by Apollo, the god, and his saying was, "Everything in moderation, including moderation." So, what that basically means is go out and have a good time, but keep it, to the where you're not going to go overboard. But
Whoa.
if you're not going overboard enough, maybe that's where you need the moderation, is in the moderating of yourself. So, having a good time, keeping it balanced, all of that stuff. For Sagittarius in career right now, things might seem a little shaky, but you always have that thing on the back burner, or that thing that you thought, oh, well, if things don't work out, I'm going to deal with that and do it this way. So you're good in that area. Relationship and love. It's actually a really interesting time right now for a Sagittarius, either looking for love or just finding love. Someone who is in a relationship already, you might just need to shake things up. Maybe that's where that Tower card comes in, is this shake up kind of thing. If you've been in a relationship for 10 years and things are going along fine and swimmingly, you might want to be able to do something that you've never done before. Instead of on a Wednesday night, usually going out to dinner or whatever, why not stay in and make a full dinner for your partner and say, wow, isn't this weird that I would do this? But that can shake things up. So it's really important to keep in mind that right now you can go way overboard or you can go way underboard. It's really important to stay in the middle and just do what feels right. The Sagittarian intuition is really good. And usually, like I said earlier, we have luck on our side. So we really need to keep in mind that you're probably going to be okay in all situations as long as your gut is telling you so. Good luck, and I hope that helps you to understand your astrology and what's going on right now.
Hold on one second. Thank you guys for alerting me. We had a hacker.
Oh,
It means you're doing well when people hack you. So
yeah.
Oh,
sorry if you saw that message. I could
oh,
not
I sure
get it
did. And I
down.
was trying so hard not to laugh. And in my head, I'm like, okay, do I feed into
Yeah.
this or
I
not? Like,
tried to read
No,
it, but I couldn't.
you don't. It every time I went to block it, it would pull it up, and I'm like, no, I want to block it. And now I have to go back and search which streaming platform it's on.
Was
But
it a joke?
sorry you had to see that, and that idiot has been blocked and banned.
Oh man, I wish someone would send it to me. I want to read it.
No.
it was quite amusing. It was quite, yeah, quite amusing. So, Jason, I'm going to pull a card for you. And I want to say this is going to be, you can kind of think of this like an anchor card, like a card that you can lean into for this sort of season, this Leo season that you're in. And I've got 3 of coins for you, 3 of coins or 3 of pentacles. And this is a card of collaboration. So I feel very much that for you, it's making sure, kind of like what Dwayne said, that you are getting out and being seen and having fun with people, but that it's also you not being afraid to ask for assistance and ask for help. And I feel like there's a particular project or idea or sort of concept that you've been floating around in your brain for a while, and it's going to have the opportunity to come to fruition. But it's one of those things where, it might take you 3 years to do it if you do it all by yourself, and it might take you 6 months to get it done if you ask for help, and you ask for help from the right people, the people that I want to say can see the vision of what you're looking for. And don't be afraid to ask for help. I feel like for you, sometimes you get caught up in sometimes it's just easier to do it myself because nobody seems to kind of, pick up what I'm putting down, and you get frustrated with that. This is saying, don't do that. Do your homework beforehand and really pay attention to, okay, if I want this specific thing done, let me get very clear on what that is that I want to get done. And then let me think about who exactly is going to fit that bill. Because I think sometimes for you, it's asking the wrong people for help. They might want to try and help you. They might be all in, but they don't have the skill set or the experience, to be able to do that. So for you, I feel like it's doing the work beforehand to make sure that you're asking the right people. You need the right tool for the right job, right? So I'm getting that this particular season for you, it's being more collaborative, stretching outside the box a little bit, and not being afraid to ask for help, but doing the homework so that you have the success at the end of the day. When you've asked and they say yes, and then they deliver, and you're like, wow, what an amazing feeling to actually have had that opportunity to see that someone can see my vision. And it did make things a lot easier. So I was able to stay in my lane, and I didn't have to do it all up front. I could do it I could focus on my part, and wow, they really delivered. They showed up. So I'm curious to see what this particular project or idea is for you, but I definitely feel that this is the month where you're going to, I want to say, start something very successful, provided that you start it by having that clarity and knowing exactly what your vision is and how to explain that to somebody else. You being a fire sign, you got a lot of passion in your life. You got a lot of fire, and I can understand this. I always get along with fire signs a lot because I have a lot of that passion as well, that go. And sometimes we think that people are following us. We think that we're making sense, and they don't have a freaking clue. They're like, oh yeah, okay, and then you go back and it's like, what? They bring you whatever it is, and you're like, what is this? Like, I don't even have any kind of like connection to this. This just doesn't make sense. So it can bring up a lot of frustration. So release that frustration, do your homework in advance, and have a great Leo season.
And wear purple. Sagittarian, your power color is purple, that deep kind of purple. And that will give you guidance. It'll give you power, all of that.
Love that.
We had Chili Willy. Oh, Chili Willy has stepped away for a second. But Jason says, 100% spot on. I've never been good with asking for help and always doing things on my own. Been changing that mindset lately too.
Good for you, Jason. Good for you. Yeah, keep on that. The secret really for you is doing your homework in advance and being very clear on what your vision is, and then understanding, okay, go through the list of the people that you would connect to and say, okay, yeah, no, not this person, not this person, not this person. But this person I think can do this. And I just need to be very clear about what I'm asking for at that time.
All right. So, oh my God, this guy's back. All right.
Purple is gay. Yay.
I don't know. So this guy's really wanting to tell you about a butt barn, Dwayne, for some reason.
Oh,
and
wow,
you know what?
interesting.
You know what it is? It's Stacey's Facebook. That's the dangerous territory.
Oh, fantastic. Sorry about that.
All right. We've got Willie back on. Hey, Willie.
What's up?
How you doing?
Willie the Aries.
Hey, Jason, can Jason still is he still following us right now?
Jason, I believe so.
Okay. Hey man, I'm looking forward to whatever you got coming. It sounds like he's got a lot to look forward to. Jason, keep us posted. Very exciting. Yeah. And I want to say thank you to Rose for providing a positive comment shortly after our hacker was hard at work. Rose changed my initial, response energy, because for a second I wanted to fight whoever was sending that message, and then Rose came through with a positive, and I was like, "Oh, I'm better now, Rose. Thank you."
Rose will save society without even knowing it.
Something tells me Rose and I would be really good friends because she'll keep me from tearing up the bar.
We were talking about Aries being combative earlier, right?
Oh my gosh.
Perfect,
See, listen,
perfect,
hey,
perfect and validation for that.
Yeah.
I'm teasing Stacey talking about her Facebook, but her people are very loyal and they will get you. So that's something you never have to worry about. They will.
Yeah, watch out, Dr. Mummy.
Yeah, I know. When I realized the loyalty was several years ago now. I had this guy that reached out to me for a personal reading, but he wanted me to basically prove myself. He gave me this whole spiel about how he's a skeptic and he doesn't believe in any of this bullshit, but he's in a difficult place in his life. And, someone said, you might want to give this a try. And he was just like, not the kind of person that I want to read for, because he was asking all sorts of things. And so I said to him, why don't you come on to my, at that time, it was called Winged Wednesday. It's now Demystify the Divine. And I invited him to come on to Winged Wednesday because he wanted me to give him a free reading. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to schedule you for a free reading, but I'm all over social media. So, watch whatever you want to watch, get a feel. And if it floats your boat, awesome. And if it doesn't, awesome. There's somebody else, I'm sure, out there for you. And he came on and he was like doing the whole, oh, you can't even tell me what my birthday is. You can't even blah, 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 blah. What kind of psychic are you? And I was very still like in the newness of it all. And, I'm kind of a sensitive Sally about things. So I put on a brave face, but sometimes it can really shake me. And I get tongue tied. It's my social anxiety that comes out, right? And I'm like, oh, fuck, what do I do with this? I didn't have to worry about a thing. Everybody in the feed was like attacking this guy and telling him to go take a hike. And I was like, oh my God, I feel the love. I feel so protected. Like, thank you for that. So yes, my people are very loyal.
Good.
Actually, you know what, Rose? I think your mom was. And she went to town on his nonsense and shenaniganery. So that was great.
All right, but before we get into a reading and whatever. Oh, and we're not in the whatever the hell Stacey wants to do segment anymore. But that's kind of the whole show, so it's okay for both of you. So Chili Willy, if you guys want to see, he does very good motivational videos on his YouTube channel, doing shit with Chili Willy. I'll put what it's actually called in the comment section, because you can't put shit in your title, so it's a play on words that we did. But we did a live yesterday and his second episode came out a couple weeks before, so check that out. But anyway, I'm going to throw you into the hands and mind of Stacey, because I don't know which is more dangerous, Stacey's mind or Dwayne's hands.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
He gave you an ass reading last time you were on here, so.
Well,
yeah, that's right. Yeah, I got a bum reading.
That's right. Oh my God, that's right. Well, I'll go first this time because Dwayne went first last time. So I'll go first this time, and then Dwayne can give you the astrology around what comes up.
I'm going to present the other side of the bum. Maybe I can get
right. Oh, I was going to say, well, hopefully no butt cheeks in this one this time. Hopefully it'll be clean. And oh my God, so you're going to laugh. It's one of the most innocent cards that you can get in the deck. So definitely nothing about bums. So you've got the Six of Cups, and Six of Cups is really all about that nostalgia. It's going back into the memories of the good times. And, as you can see, there, these two little kids and their childhood friends, and they're just, sweet and innocent and walking through the garden and creating such a beautiful, we're not creating, just enjoying being in each other's space. And what I'm seeing for you in this sort of this Leo season is doing more things with people that bring you that level of connection, connecting with the soulmate energy, not necessarily going back into the past. This can also be about back in the past. I don't want you to go back in the past. Past is not for you right now, but this is about accessing those feelings that come from a true soulmate connection or soulmate bond. And by soulmate, I don't necessarily mean romantic. We can be soulmates with our dogs and our cats. We can be soulmates with, with our teacher, our 6th grade teacher. It's really about the connection and the soul, sort of the soul contract, and what the two of you are kind of here to do together. So I feel like this month, this Leo season is very much for you about revamping connections and reconnecting with individuals that brought you those feelings of, I just keep hearing safety and security. So I feel like for you that has been kind of coming up. And we're all joking aside about the Aries and the warrior, and you're gonna kick someone's ass. There's also that part of you on the inside that can be soft like the marshmallow about those things that are important to you and matter to you. And that, I feel, is what's going to be kind of, it's not like it's going to be at the forefront for you. It's not like the main thing always, but it's definitely going to be woven in all of your experiences during this particular time. So go back into that space of when was it simpler? When was it just that effortlessness of being in someone's energy and laughing until you pee, laughing until your belly hurts, just those little moments that remind us of the simplicity of the joy of being alive. Because for you, it's been a lot of go, 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 go. And this is saying, let's stop and smell the roses a little bit. And it brings you a little more into alignment. And I'm hearing that it brings a little, this has nothing to do with this card, but it brings a little bit of self-care for you in terms of the recharging the batteries, because you've been overdoing it a little bit and you're getting kind of in that burnout space. You're not burned out, but you're kind of on the edge of that, where you start to notice, what, fuck this. I don't want to have to deal with this shit any longer. And really, it's something simple. And if you just walk away from it and come back an hour later, you can do it and it's no big deal. But it's just recognizing those things, and having these reconnections is going to open you to that and get you feeling prepared, up for the next game or the next inning, the next chapter kind of thing. Because there's big stuff that you're moving into. And this is going to align you to that in the ways that you need to be, rather than bulldozing through it.
You are so good at this. It is freakishly amazing.
It's just what comes through. We can give credit to the card today.
You're another, yet again, a step ahead, but I'm tracking with you because recent as of like Sunday, so just a few days ago, I reconnected with something that I haven't done in over a decade. I went to a car show, and I don't mean like an organized one. I mean like a meetup where people just hang out in a parking lot and drink coffee, cars and coffee.
Yeah.
But who I went with is someone that I share a very nostalgic time with. And I haven't seen this guy in a long time, and we used to spend so much time together. He's one of my most special friends. I don't have best friends. I have special friends. And walking around, taking pictures and recording cars, just rolling around and listening to the exhaust, made me feel like that goofy, hot mess express teenager that I remember being, but always having fun, And I'm back. I'm recharged from it. You said it. I'm recharged from just that 2-hour morning with reconnecting,
Yeah.
Something that was already there, I spent no money. I spent my time.
Yeah. And that's really the focus for you, is, again, coming back to the simplicity of life. And that's what's going to always recharge your batteries, especially in this Leo season, because there's a lot that you're doing. There's a lot that you're going for. The message isn't to slow down. The message is to carve out that time for you in amongst all the bulldozing that you're typically doing, because that's what's going to recharge you. So that's awesome. I'm glad that.
Stacey, do you have a room for rent? Like, if I lived there, could you just tell me stuff throughout the day so I could stay on track?
all of this stuff by osmosis, right?
Every time you're trying to do something, you're just gonna see me like, real quick, you know.
That's not going to get creepy at all.
The Black Feather Foster Home for
Yeah.
Oh no!
You gotta close the refrigerator door, you know, and I'm already standing there. Like, one more question.
I just pictured what that looked like, Dwayne. Stacey, I just pictured what that looks like, the Black Feather Foster Home.
Oh my God! Let's
Book
not
out.
even
Book
there.
out.
For curious adults.
Book out.
You just hear Stacey yelling, "No wire hangers! No locked doors!"
No feathers, no dream catchers.
Right? Everything just stop. That's so funny. Very funny. Well, Dwayne, what do you have to add to that? Because I'm sure the astrology is really going to impact him in
What
terms
side
of
did I give you last time, Dwayne?
Oh, well, we're doing the front this time, so.
No.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because the whole thing about Aries is they're fiercely independent. And so the whole month about this whole sign of Leo for Aries is about connecting with other people on a really intimate level. So that's exactly what you were talking about and what you said you did. And that's your best bet, is to, over the next few weeks until we get into Virgo, because Virgo is probably better for you to be more independent. But at this point, it's really all about connecting with people that are important to you, not just anybody, because that will just frustrate you and annoy you. It's people like your friend and that type of a thing. This is the month to do those things. Connect, do things with other people, and recharge, like Stacey said, and then use that energy that you build for the following month during Virgo. That's going to be a time for you to really kind of like see where you're at and make plans that will take you through to the end of the year. Red, of course, is your power color. As always, if you're ever feeling like you don't have energy or whatever, that will help you, or surrounding yourself with red. If you're having trouble sleeping or you're having headaches, a little water. A little waterfall, like a sound of water, will help you immensely. It'll help you sleep. It'll help you get on a good path with, mind rhythms and things like that. The other thing is, when it comes to over the next month, you're going to have a lot more kind of like being pulled in different directions. So it's important for you to also figure out, other than just spending with time with the people that are important to you, is also figuring out what is the best thing to do. There might be 4 options and you have to choose one. The one that has you connecting with other people is probably the better connection, or the better choice. So that's about it. I think it's a good month for everybody in the fire sign area. So
I love it. I love it.
Oh yeah, rose
that's
quartz.
a good idea.
I like to imagine the color
Okay.
filling my body in like I'm a vessel. Yes, 100%. I agree with that
Embrace
too,
it.
because then you're using, it's alchemy. You're using the energy. You're using the frequency of that color. You're
Hmm.
bringing it into the body, and then it knows what to do. So it's kind of like it's a mindless or a brainless way to, I always get caught in my head and I overcomplicate, right? So this is a great way to not overcomplicate, and you just feel it, and it takes over, and that's when the magic happens.
Even lights, like I have this light that changes colors. If you can get a light that can change colors or change the color of your room, that also will help you to feel that energy of that power. And see, I put it on purple mostly because that's my power color.
Okay.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Willie, for always being on. You're gonna, only certain people are going to get this reference, but you're going to be my Ragu Indu, okay?
Yes, 100%. So Ragu and Indu are a beautiful couple, a client couple, and friends of mine that are always hugely supportive, and they always enjoy coming on live. And when I first started with the Demystify, they were like, "Okay, we're totally on. We're going to support you," and they're not afraid to be live on camera. So now they're always there. They've only missed one show, and
Yeah.
that was just a couple weeks ago. So So yeah, you're now the Indu and Ragu.
Gladly
Thank you,
accept that.
Willie.
Thank
All
you
right.
guys. That's awesome. All right.
All right,
Woo,
guys, we've
charge.
got one more person, and then we're wrapping it up. And she chimed in a lot today. And Jacqueline, now that me and Dwayne will stop butchering her name, uh, she would like a reading. Oh, I put my comment. I told you I'm not on it today.
It's all good. It's all
That's
good. We'll
other. I'll have it together by the time we do our show at 8 p.m.
It's all good. No worries. No worries at all. All right, Jacqueline, I'll pull a card for you.
There we go.
And again, connected to the energy of this this sort of Leo season for you. And then, oh, interesting. So I also did a YouTube short on this today. So this energy is great for you. So Page of Swords. So what's really interesting for you this cycle, this Leo season, is that you're really in a space of wanting to expand your learnings, expand your knowledge, but you're not quite sure how to go about doing it, because what you want to learn and expand into, I feel, is something that it's kind of like, I literally don't know even how to ask, like I don't know the questions to ask. So you're really opening yourself, I want to say, to a particular journey where it's going to be about looking in every direction. So this depiction, he's looking behind him. He's kind of throwing his sword behind him. What he's trying to get at is behind him, but he's a little bit fearful. He's not wanting to look behind because there's this shiny new penny up front. And this is the thing that he wants to get to know, but he doesn't really know how to interact with it properly. And so the thing behind him is actually going to support him in that, but he's got to actually put his focus on that first and kind of establish a foundation with it before he can actually support what he's going to learn and experience from the thing that's right in front of him. This sounds really convoluted because most of the time I'm always going to tell you, be in that, focus on what's in front of you and be in the present moment. It's not that I want you to not be in the present moment. It's more that I want you to be in sort of a 360 perspective. So don't be tunnel with what's in front of you, because there's a lot that is swirling around you right now that you can use, that needs to happen in order for this new to occur. So I feel like for you, this season is really going to be about whatever's in front of you. Take a pause and then turn and look at everything else that is available to you, because there's something that you need to address first, and then this stuff becomes the sort of the main event, and that you have the confidence and you now have the questions. You know the questions to ask. You know the path that you're going to take in order to expand your horizons, to learn about whatever this is. So little convoluted, but that's kind of what I'm hearing for you. Also, the page energy in general is sort of that student energy, that learning energy, but it's also about being in service. And I feel like part of this time for you is about being in service to yourself. You're always in service to everyone else around you. You really need to be in service to yourself. And that's why this opportunity is coming up for you, so that you aren't focusing on everybody else around you, that you're focusing on what is around you, your circumference, because it is about you this season. And it's going to be about you next season as well. So you're in a chunk of time where it is about you. And other people aren't going to make it about you unless you make it about you. So I want to say it's choosing you in that capacity. So I hope that makes some sense to you, and I'm sure Dwayne is going to be able to give you some really empowering guidance around that as well.
And do you know Jacqueline's sign?
I think she said she's a Cancer.
Okay, she's the Cancer.
I think she's
Jacqueline.
She's either going to say it or I'm going to find it first.
Okay.
Yep, she is a Cancer, yes.
Okay, good. So I kind of gave a reading earlier for Cancer, not knowing that Jason was a Sagittarius. So basically, Cancer is ruled by the moon, and the moon is the mother energy. And so that's what Stacy was saying, that you are always doing things for other people. You are the one that it kind of is selfless, like a mother to the people that you care around you. So you will give of yourself in order to make them feel better. You will be the one that they come to get information. So it's really important that you think about yourself and think about what is needed. It's like when they say on the airplane that the mother should put the mask on herself first before putting it on the child, because then who's going to help the child if you don't have it. So it's the same thing with those children around you, the people around you that you care about. If you're not fulfilled, if you're not feeling good, then they're not going to be able to feel good, and you're not going to be able to help and fix them. Your power color is silver or gray, and that is obviously to do with the moon, and that's what gives you that power. And the other thing about cancer is you may be having a dry skin. A lot of cancers have dry skin for some reason. And so you may need extra moisturizer, that kind of a thing. Right now, depending on where you live, it could be dry, it could be, whatever. But taking care of your skin is a very important thing. Also part of the, taking care of yourself. So if you notice that your skin is dry, make sure that you're taking care of it, drinking extra water, that kind of a thing. And people are not always going to take your advice and go with it. So you can't get frustrated. You have to be happy knowing that what you've given them is the best that you can. And then they have the job of either taking it and moving forward or not. But it's not up to you, and you can't be frustrated in that. So again, I think that this is a backup to what Stacy was saying. Taking care of yourself is going to be the most important thing. And again, that silver or gray color, wearing it, surrounding yourself with it, is going to give you a lot of power and help you emotionally, because cancers are one of the most emotional signs. You have a lot of sensitivity and a lot of emotion, and a lot of people may not know it because you're really good at hiding it. You're really good at seeming strong and like you're able to take care of everything. But when you're alone and you're in those moments, you choose to be alone, and that's when you let it out. So remember to keep yourself balanced so that you can be there to help all those other people that you care about.
Awesome. And before we get on out of here, I just wanted to put this up here because my Leo Venus going retrograde 3 times this season. Woo. And Stacy already knows I hate the retrogrades.
And in
But
Leo, no less. So
Yeah, that sounds intense. Love silver. Yeah.
that's
great
great.
show today, guys.
Thank you. You too. Thanks to
No, it was
everybody.
not great on my part.
No, it's even fun. I mean, people like to see that stuff happen during live shows.
It keeps it real and honest and extremely authentic. And look at the technical issues that I had getting on. We were 10 minutes late because I couldn't figure out how to log into anything, and it's
Yeah.
not rocket science. So there was
Well,
stuff going on.
I'd be a terrible friend if I didn't tell you the reason you couldn't log in is because I left out the in Black Feather Intuitive.
Well, there you go.
Oh, so the mystery has been
Yeah,
solved.
but here's the thing. You've been on that link before. I don't know how it just changed on its own.
Yeah.
It's
I've
yeah, so
Weird things happen all the time. I've been running into a lot of that lately. So
yes.
I think even though we're not in a Mercury retrograde, I think there's definitely some stuff going on technologically. So
Mhm.
aw, we're so glad that you were able to drop in today too. Absolutely. Thank you, you guys, for showing up. We love to do this. We love to get on and, shoot the shit and talk all things metaphysical, but it's so much better when we actually have people that we can talk to about
Yeah.
it, and do those readings and things. So thank you so much for coming on. We
Yeah,
appreciate you.
thanks to everybody. Thank you, Stacy, for being here, and thanks to everybody watching, and we'll see you next time.
Ciao. Have a great week.
Demystify the Divine, 8 p.m. Eastern today on the Black Feather Intuitive at yahoo.com. On ya. Thank ya.
All right.